when this is gonna actually start to populate. Let's do now. All right, so I've been sitting with a little bit of a thought today, and it still ties in with Christian musical artistry and all the things. And I really want to give some wisdom to those who are struggling, really to build what we deem as a fan base, or really reach people with your music, and you're really trying to like strategize, and you're reading books, and you're trying to look at YouTube videos, and you're trying to read different posts on it, and more likely posts than books, but some of you might be reading books, but you're trying to really figure out how to get people to really zero in on what it is that you're doing as an artist. And here it is. I believe that one of the fastest ways to grow, and I know that's tricky language, but I do believe that one of the fastest great ways to grow as an artist is to actually pay pray for. Now some people would say it's to pay for your audience, and to to make sure that you promote, do paid promotions, but paid promotions isn't going to get you the type of impact that you are supposed to make. It's actually going to come through prayer. And I know that's whatever, and you may not like that, but as a Christian musical artist, one of the things that you're gonna find is that your prayer life is going to sustain your musical artistry. It is not only going to sustain your musical artistry, it is also going to be the thing that helps to push you forward. It is also going to be the thing that helps you to skyrocket as an artist. Hey guys, as you're coming in, where y'all coming from? So I wanted to really help you, because it is very possible that you're not making the type of impact that you're supposed to make musically, because you're not stationed in prayer the way that you're supposed to be stationed spiritually. And you're gonna think I'm just talking like, if you pray, God he gonna bless everything that you do, and and I'm not saying that he won't, but I am saying there's some practicalities to what you pull out of prayer. All right, so first of all, prayer in this instance as a musical artist is going to help you to understand your why, right? So sometimes one of the things that we don't understand is why we do what we do. We know that we know that we think we're supposed to, or whatever the case may be, but sometimes it gets a little hard, and it gets a little muddy in the midst of circumstantial things, because it is hard to be a musical artist. It is hard to go into full-time artistry. It is hard to even if you're still working another job, like a full-time job, and you're doing artistry, you're trying to build your music career, that thing can get to a point where you start questioning, why the heck did I even start this? And what prayer is going to do, if you're really called into this, and this is really God who told you to do this, prayer is going to help you consistently be reminded that this is God's will, and this is something that you need to do. It's going to help your resolve, right? Hey guys, everybody that's coming in, it's going to help your resolve. You need to be resolved that this is something that you're supposed to be doing. And praying will help you do that, because God will start to speak to you about the things as far as musically that you need to do. Secondarily, what this will help you do in prayer, God releases not only trying to think of a term for that. He not only tells you why, basically, he also gives you the what. So he not only tells you why you're doing what you're doing, he'll tell you what you're doing. Basically, he'll let you know, this is what you're doing. This is what it entails. These are the details. This can deal with musical content. This can deal with messaging. This can deal with all that stuff, right? This is the what that God will give you in prayer, if you will stay consistent in prayer. Why? Because at the end of the day, here's what it's also going to route to: the who. God, and this is the biggest thing. This is one of the biggest things, and I want you to hear me and hear me well. As a Christian musical artist, this will make or break your growth, and this will make or break the fact of whether your artistry becomes impactful in the way that God intended, or whether it just becomes self serving. And that is you willing to pray for your audience, your fan base, your listening community, right? You've got to pray for the people that will hear your songs. You've got to pray for the people that will hear your songs. I really want you to hear me. It makes a difference. Why does it make a difference? Because sometimes God will give you more insight into the things that need to be in the songs because of how you pull up to pray for those that the songs are for, right? Once you pull up to pray for those who the song, you start to gain more of a heart for the people. This helps you to write with more compassion and conviction and more soul, more heart in it. This also helps you if you sing the works. You can sing with more fervor, more fire, more passion, right? Because you know why you're singing it, you know why you're doing it, you know why, even in live performance, you know why you're performing it, you know who's in the room, you know what you're speaking to. It will help you at the end of the day, whether you are singing a song of adoration to God or you're singing a love song helping couples to rekindle flames, whether you're singing songs that are meant to touch people with anxiety, with depression, to help pull them out of mental despair. Doesn't matter what it is, the same principle applies. If you will pull into praying for them, you will be able to make music for them in a better way and impact them through your music. Now, again, I know this can seem whatever, but it really is the truth. Again, I'm talking to a specific type of person. You are a musical artist that names the name of Christ. You are a follower of Jesus. You are a son or daughter of Yahweh. This is who we are. We know the power of prayer. We should, right? So why wouldn't prayer work as it pertains to our music careers? God says, basically specifically that if you pray and ask in accordance to my will, gotcha. Why can't we pray that our music, here it is, instead of praying for God to make your name big and all that stuff, or whatever the case that some of us might pray for, how about we start praying that God will allow for our music to hit the ears of the listeners that is intended to hit and to impact? How about we start praying that God will specifically show us how to present our music in a way that makes it easily findable for those that it's supposed to speak to? Right? What does that fall into the prayer genre of? It falls into the prayer genre of, if any of you lacks wisdom, you can ask for God who gives it generously. You can ask for God to give it. You ask God to give you wisdom. He gives it generously, right? That's wisdom. God, show me what to ... Show me how to ... Show me who to ... Right? That's wisdom that God freely gives. And the one thing that you're lacking, it is not studying, it is not stratagem per se. It is wisdom. It is God-led wisdom. You will hit intended targets with your music, your posts, because you're gonna have to post. It's just the day we're in. The way that you target the specific listeners that you're going after is going to come not solely through you reading a book, not solely through you listening to XYZ on YouTube or pulling up to whoever's course. And I have classes. I have a whole mentorship program for Christian musical artists. It is literally, you can find it in my bio if you want to, or if you're watching this on a replay, it's probably in the description by now. But I got a hotel mentorship program and all that stuff. I got an inner circle and I got a mentorship cohort. It's cool. I run courses, I run classes. I'm not saying that's bad, but I am saying that much more than you will get from some of these people's stuff and even my stuff, when you pull into hearing the voice of God, when you pull into asking God for wisdom, you don't need another course. You don't need another class. You might not necessarily. Now, here it is. Sometimes you'll ask God for wisdom and he will send you a teacher. That's the truth. Now I can't fight you on that. So sometimes you'll be like, God, I need wisdom, and God will send you to a YouTube video. He'll send you to somebody who has a mentorship program. He'll send you to somebody who has courses. He'll send you to somebody who has the wisdom that he implanted in them to give to you, right? That is a thing too, but you've got to ask God for wisdom. Some of you are here because you asked God for wisdom. That's why you found this video. That's the only reason I went live. Here's the funny thing about when God gives you ideas, when God gives you specific things. Most of the time it is in response to the cry of another person. Let's pull into Moses, right? Did not Moses become the response to the cry of the children of Israel in Egypt? Read Exodus 2, the end of it. They started crying out to God to rescue them. And then in Exodus 3, God calls Moses and says, I've heard my people. I've seen their affliction. I know they suffer and all that stuff. So go get them out of that. I'm going to send you. I'm going to be with you. I'm going to make sure they get out of that. In the same manner, you might be here and I might have pulled into this YouTube live tonight because somebody else is like, God, I don't have the answer. I don't understand why my musical artistry. I don't understand. Nobody's listening. I don't know which direction to go in. Your next step is prayer. And it's intentional prayer. And you're like, well, prayer got me. Yeah, prayer got you here, but you got to know what to pray for in order to navigate the musical scene, right? You got to know certain moves to make. You won't even have to, you got to know how to pull into asking God, so how do I need to position this music? What platforms to put it on? Some of you won't put music on streaming platforms in traditional sense, because there's not a lot of money in it if you don't have a buku amount of streams. And I'm not saying don't, but I'm saying that that might not be your route. Maybe God wants to make this musical career a more lucrative full-time career quicker for you. And so he'll tell you, hey, put the music on this app, put the music in this platform to be downloaded, get it over here so they can get some CDs at XYZ. Maybe God will do that for you. Because your devoted 500 will purchase $10 worth of some music. And you do that 500 times 10. All right? Opposed to them just going and streaming your stuff. And their 500 streams, maybe more, depending on how much you stream it. But ain't really the same. It don't hit the same. But that's the wisdom of it all. That's how it affects that end of it, right? But sometimes we're asking God. We're like, we are the answer to someone else's ask. We're the answer to someone else's cry, and that's why it's imperative. It's imperative that the music, the ideas that God has given to you, you actually get them out, and you spend time with Him to know what specific things that He wants to get to people, right? If you're not spending time with God and you want to still do music full time, then your ideas have to come from somewhere. And if they're not coming from God, you run the risk of them coming from an opposing source. Spend the time with Him, right? Spend the time with Him. All right, so that's pretty much all I got on to say. That's really it. Prayer is going to be your greatest weapon as a musical artist. It is actually a Christian musical artist. Your prayer life is your greatest asset. It is your greatest asset. It will make you more money. And I'm not saying that to monetize prayer and make you look at it in a weird way, but I'm saying that to say that God, Deuteronomy 8:18, right? Remember Yahweh your God, for it is He who gives you the power to get wealth, right? It will not only do that, but it will also cause for you to actually make impact in people's lives. It will cause for you to transform people's lives through your musical expression, because that's the greater end of it, right? That people's lives are brought into betterment because of your musical expression. They are brought into brighter days, into brighter perspectives. They're able to make it through challenges and XYZ because of the music that you make. But sometimes you won't pull into that without spending time with God. And it won't be as impactful if you don't. So yeah, that's my piece. That's my spiel. People are waiting on you. Excuse me. You just don't quite understand who they are. And God's going to give you visions. I hate to say it like that, but it is what it is. He's going to give you visions of these people, like dreams of these people. He's just going to give you knowings and sensings, and he's just going to lead you by His Spirit, give you an awareness, make you aware of who these people are, who they are in their soul. And you're going to be able to write music. You won't even, there are some songs you won't even write from personal experience of your own life. You will write because God literally gives you almost like a picture of someone else's life. And you're able to write, and you're able to make music, make a whole music video even based on this thing. And it will cause for somebody to be made better, to feel seen, to feel heard, and to know that God is real because of your music. So, if you're a Christian musical artist, I said it in the beginning of this, you really, really do want help to pull through this. I have a mentorship program. It is called Inspiration Unlimited. I am currently opening the inner circle for applications. It is an investment, but it is a worthy investment. I'll walk you through navigating your impact zone, your people, who you're called to, XYZ. We will map through all of this stuff as we seek God together, and as we navigate how to actually structure your musical projects and things of that nature. And from that point, discovering your who, your why, XYZ, pulling in and honing in on that. Then we'll hone in on different intricacies of the technical side of your musicality and all that stuff that you may need help with. But what I can guarantee you by the end of our time with the Inner Circle is that you'll have a project out. It's a 4-month accelerated program, and the goal is for you to release music by the end of it. All right. And so if you want access to that, you can meet me at the link in my bio. If I am correct, it is in my bio. And so we can do that. And that's pretty much that. So, and it'll be in the description if you're watching on the replay. All right. It is currently not in the description because I didn't get on to actually give y'all that. But if you want it, it'll be in the description here soon. And I will do that. And if you want it, it'll be in the comments. So if you actually want to look at the application, then I will also put it in the comment section. Give me just a moment. Okay, give me just a moment. I'm gonna run that real quick, and I'll be out your hair. All right, I will be out your hair, and it's going up in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. So if you want to look into what we got going on at the Inner Circle, um, then you can do that at the link in the comment section. Like I said, it's an investment, but it's 4 months of me walking you through all of these things and really pulling into helping you release. If you've never released a project, or if you've been you released maybe something, you know, on the side a while back or whatever the case, but you really want to pull in to actually doing this and being serious about doing this. We're going to hone in on the people you're called to reach. We're going to hone in on your unique sound and why it matters to the people you're called to reach. And we're going to get you into being more comfortable in that sound and work you through actually releasing a new project as well, or a set of projects, whatever we can stand to do in the span of the 4 months. That's what we'll do. So applications are being received now. Go to the link, read a little bit about it. It's a video there as well if you want to watch it, but you can scroll down all the way if you want to, and you just like, I just want to apply. We'll just apply. And so and everything is right there in that link for you. So pretty much done, and I'll see you guys on the flip side. Until next time, please do stay inspired, friends. All right, peace out.